Welcome to part 2 of this Football Manager 2016 experiment, where I have moved Barcelona and Real Madrid into the English Premier League. Now, if you missed part 1, maybe go and check that out first. I holidayed one season in that part 1, and we saw what had happened to Barcelona and Real Madrid, both of them failing quite spectacularly. Barcelona finishing 4th and Real Madrid finishing 5th, and missing out on a title, which most people, a lot of you were saying that in real life Barcelona would win the league. However, Football Manager thinks otherwise, and there's a lot of you saying that perhaps English teams overpowered. We saw Watford and Bournemouth easily finish in the top 10 in La Liga in the first season there, which is pretty crazy, really. So a lot of you in the comment section below perhaps weren't exactly happy about that. But let's see what's happened in this part 2. I've holidayed 4 seasons in total, and I'm going to just show you the first couple seasons first and then the next couple of seasons. If you have enjoyed this experiment, please hit the like button. That'd be much appreciated. If you can smash that like button, then I'll release another new experiment very soon. Okay, so let's look at the Premier League first and see what has happened. So I've holidayed to June 2018, and as you can see, Barcelona have managed to win the league twice in a row, which is great to see, and maybe will quieten some of you guys down that were moaning about Spanish teams being a bit underrated or English teams being overrated. As you can see, a couple seasons ago Arsenal won it, but then last season Barcelona won it by 4 points ahead of Man United, 89 points in total. Real Madrid, though, down in 6th place, really quite strange, 79 points for them. So they did improve upon the previous year, but did actually drop down a position. 79 points you would usually say is enough to grab a top 4 place, but very close towards the top. Now remember, look at all those huge English teams along with Barcelona and Real Madrid in the Premier League now. There's going to be teams missing out on the Champions League and out completely, missing out on Europe. Liverpool in 8th place. Leicester, Southampton and Brighton were relegated this season. And then the season just gone, Barcelona won the league with 89 points again, 1 point ahead of Manchester City, Arsenal 3rd, and Real Madrid did manage to grab a Champions League place. Man United also grabbing it, so maybe they won the Champions League. We'll have a look in a second as to how they got in the Champions League. But let's just look at the stats this season, see how the players got on. We can see Suarez, top average rating and top scorer once again. Lionel Messi 3rd, top scorer of 30 goals, and Cristiano Ronaldo at the age of 33 now with 18 goals in 4th place. You can see man of the match, James Rodriguez doing very well, 14 man of the matches. I'm just going to put assists up here as well. Kevin De Bruyne top, Ozil, Mata, Neymar with 14 and James Rodriguez with 13. So Real Madrid and Barcelona players featuring heavily on this list. But Messi once again not scoring a huge number of goals, probably because he's playing out on the right wing and Suarez is playing up front. So let's have a look at things like the FA Cup and see how they've got on in the last couple of years, Barcelona and Real Madrid. Barcelona have won this twice in a row as well. Wow, so they've won at least the double 2 seasons in a row. They beat Aston Villa last year 3-1, and this year they beat Everton 3-1. Suarez with 2 goals, and Gundogan, they must have signed him. We'll have a look at the transfers of both Real Madrid and Barcelona in a second. Capital One Cup, Barcelona won it this year 3-2 against Man United, and they won it last year against Arsenal. So they've won the domestic treble 2 seasons in a row. Now you can't say that Barcelona are underrated here because they've managed to win the domestic treble. Champions Cup then, or Champions League as it's called. Leverkusen won it this year on penalties against Man City. That is an odd one. So Barcelona won it in that first season that we saw, and Man United won it last year, beating Atletico Madrid. So I'm not sure why there was 5 Champions League places, maybe because of the reputation of the Premier League now. So let's have a quick look at that. That may be the reason why there is 5 Champions League places up for grabs, because I'm guessing the reputation, it's number 1, so that may be the reason. Yes, I am correct. So in England there's 3 teams that automatically qualify for the Champions League group stage, and then there's 2 teams that go into the best placed playoff. That's interesting. So thanks to Barcelona and Real Madrid being in the Premier League, that is what has happened. I am not sure what's happened here. Some of the players have just turned blue. That's quite creepy. So Diego Simeone is in charge of Barcelona, and we've still got some of the top quality players, PK and Messi there, obviously. But let's look at the transfers, see who they've signed over the last couple of years. So last year, or 3 seasons ago, no signings because of a transfer ban, I guess. And then last year, they spent 111 million to help them win the league. You can see the players coming into the team, quality players, selling a couple of players as well. And then this year, they spent 60.65 million. Gabriel Barbosa coming into the team from Porto. And Stefan Savic from Atletico. Benteke coming in from Liverpool for £5 million. Wow, that is cheap. Real Madrid, on the other hand, have changed their manager again, I think. Yeah, they've had 4 managers on this. Benitez, Klopp, Luis Rames, Antonio Conte. Klopp only lasted 294 days, by the way, before he was sacked. And Luis Rames only lasted 80 days. That's because he was a caretaker manager. But still, it's not gone well for Real Madrid in this experiment, let's be honest. They didn't spend much money at all in the first season. Then last season, they actually spent more than Real Madrid. You can see Kevin Volland was their top player. Then Morata coming back for 21. Actually, no. Top player was Florenzi from Roma for 47.5 million. Then Volland, then Morata. Certainly signed some expensive players. Benzema was sold, though, to Arsenal for 32.5 million. And then this year, they've signed players worth 63.75 million. You can see the players there. And going out of the team, they sold a few players as well. Cristiano Ronaldo went to Manchester City for 17 million. I didn't even see that. Wow. And he scored 18 goals in the Premier League and 27 goals in all competitions. Wow. I've not seen that happen before, where he's moved that early to Man City or a team like that at the age of 33. That is really interesting, actually. So what's happened to Watford and Bournemouth then over the last couple of years? So this season Watford finished 13th, but you'll see Bournemouth are missing because last year they were relegated on 40 points. Watford just staying up. So that first season was a bit of false sense of security, I guess you could say, because they finished so high and you guys were probably thinking, Watford are overrated on Football Manager because of Miles Jacobson, etc, etc. But they flopped this season. Bournemouth were relegated, and then the season just gone, Watford finished 13th, and Bournemouth, let's see where they finished, did get promoted again. So they are back in La Liga next season. So we'll see what happens to them over the next couple of years. But they were relegated. It's good to see them go back up again, because I'll be interested to see if they can recover and do well in La Liga again. So I've holidayed another couple of years, and this is where we will finish the experiment today. But you can see here, Barcelona won their 3rd Premier League title in a row in the 2018-19 season. But the season just gone, Man City won the league. Very tight, and a lot of teams, there's no teams running away with it here. We saw Real Madrid finish on 79 points a couple years ago, and they were down in 6th place, but Man City have won the league with 77, quite strange. So last season, Barcelona winning the league, 87 points, Tottenham 2nd with 85, Real Madrid down in 5th, missing out on that top 4 spot, although there are 5 places for the Champions League anyway now, so it doesn't matter too much, I guess. Forest, Fulham and Aston Villa relegated, you can see there. And then the season just gone, Man City champions with 77 points, but Real Madrid finishing ahead of Barcelona for the first time on this experiment with 76 points, 2nd place finish. It's now gone back to only 4 Champions League places, actually, as you can see there. So that's fluctuated back the way. I don't know if that's because a Premier League team hasn't won the Champions League yet. So that is certainly interesting. Let's just have a quick look at the FA Cup and see how the 2 teams have gone. Man United have won it the last couple of years, beating West Ham 4-0. They beat Real Madrid in the previous final. Let's go back a year. They won 2-0 against Real Madrid. Martial and Higuain with the 2 goals. And then the League Cup. Ooh, interesting. So last year Chelsea beat Man United, and then this year Barcelona beat Real Madrid 3-2 at Wembley in the League Cup final. Wow, Messi with a goal as well. James Rodriguez, Neymar scoring. Interesting stuff indeed. Let's go to Barcelona then and see how they're getting on. Diego Simeone still in charge. Gerard Piqué is the captain. Messi still the vice-captain at the age of 32 now. He's probably won quite a few World Player of the Years. We'll have a look at that in a second as well. But this is the squad. Still got Marc-Andre ter Stegen in the team. Eric Dyer is playing for Barcelona now. Some interesting signings by the looks of it. Let's look at the transfer history over the last couple of years. They spent 42 million and sold 27.5 million pounds worth of players. If you see anything interesting, put it in the comment section below, by the way. They signed Eric Dyer for 34 million from Tottenham, and they also signed Zabaleta. They sold Christian Benteke back to Aston Villa. What an interesting, strange career for him, I must say. That is, but what, Liverpool have signed him again? What on earth? That is absolutely bizarre. That really is bizarre. What has happened there? I don't understand that at all. He's gone from Aston Villa to Liverpool for 32.5 million. Then Barcelona signed him for 5 million. Aston Villa signed him for 8.25 million, and Liverpool signed him for 7.75 million. What is going on with that? Odd. Iniesta also left on a free, went to Bournemouth. Wow, he's gone back to La Liga. This is a great experiment. I'm enjoying this now. The more we get into this, the more in depth I look, the more interesting it is. It's really odd. It looks like Bournemouth were relegated again, by the way, as you can see there, but really bizarre stuff going on. So this season they spent 19.35 million. They actually sold more. They sold Bruno Martins Indy to Tottenham for 20 million, Rakitic to Everton, and Sergei Roberto to West Ham. They also got rid of Turan on a free, 33 years old, now playing for Levante. And coming into the team, they signed Gregory van der Velde, and they also signed Ryan Gold, the Scottish wonder kid. 5 goals in 30 games for Scotland, by the way. That is interesting. Moving from Sporting to Barcelona. So Real Madrid. Oh, the Cristiano Ronaldo is back at Real Madrid. No, he's not. He's still the captain. That is broken. It's showing that he's the captain, but he's not back at Real Madrid. What is going on? I don't know. The game's broken. I've broken the game. I've completely confused it. So they've got another manager. Emery's in charge now. He's been in charge for exactly a year as it stands. Let's have a look at the squad. Keylor Navas in goal still. Marcelo is still there. James Rodriguez is still there. Morata. Let's look at the transfers then. Let's go back a year. They spent 103 million, but they did sell a lot of players as well by the looks of it. They sold Isco to Bayern Munich for 42 million. Coming into the team, Jorge, Brazilian anyway, 30 million. Jovanovic from Schalke. And then this year, they spent a lot of money again. They've certainly been spending more money than Barcelona overall, I would say. But they have sold players. They've actually sold... So this is another weird one, because René Adelaide is an Arsenal player in real life. Moved to Real Madrid for 13.25 million. Didn't play a single game. Oh, he played one sub-appearance. No, he didn't play a single game in the league at all for Real Madrid. Then moved back to Arsenal for 12.25 million, where he only made one sub-appearance in the league. I've broken the game, I think, by doing this. Some strange things are going on that I cannot explain. It's really odd. And the top player coming in. In fact, it's in the same year that they've done it. Look, they signed him for 13.25 million, then sold him back for 12.25 million in the same season. This is bizarre. So before looking at Watford and Bournemouth, I thought I'd look at World Player of the Year. As you can see here, there's been some differences. Messi won it in 2016 ahead of Ibrahimovic and Alexis Sanchez. And then Luis Suarez won it in 2017 ahead of James Rodriguez and Kevin De Bruyne. But Messi's won it the last couple of years again. Ronaldo has managed to get third place this year whilst at Man City at the age of 35. Look at that. 95 goals in 164 games for Portugal. Still looks a really good player at the age of 35. And still scoring plenty of goals for Manchester City. I'm pleased that he's moved. It just proves that some of these players, in the game are actually moving on. But there has been some really bizarre transfers. There's no question about that at all. Let's move on to Watford and Bournemouth then. So Watford in La Liga have finished 12th this season. Let's go back a year. Bournemouth finished bottom of the league, unfortunately. Watford have managed to survive 5 whole seasons in this division though, which is great to see. They've turned into a mid-table team. You can see that Atletico Madrid had dominated, apart from Valencia winning it one year. But it's a shame to see Bournemouth failing. Let's have a look, just a quick look at the transfers Watford have been making since the start. So not spending much money at all, in fact, over the 5 seasons. Really lacking. I don't know, maybe there's just less TV money in Spain for Watford to spend, and it may have had an impact on them. Let's go to Bournemouth then and see if they've managed to get promoted again. They have actually, so they've turned into a yo-yo team between La Liga and Liga Adelante. So I'm just going to go to the league table. You can see here they won with 88 points, so they've done rather well, let's say. And a couple of times they've done rather well, going up and down between the 2 top divisions in Spain. They've made more signings than Watford, definitely. Not a huge amount of money being spent though. But this has been a really fascinating experiment. I hope you agree. Rafa Benitez is in charge of Spain, by the way, now. They're 6th in the world. England are 8th in the world. But thank you for watching. Please hit that like button if you have enjoyed it. That'd be much appreciated. The national team, there you go, if you're interested in the Spanish national team, to see how it's been affected by Barcelona and Real Madrid leaving. In fact, the reputation, that's another interesting thing to look at. As you can see, their reputation has dropped down to 4th, as you would expect, because they've not got Barcelona and Real Madrid anymore. I don't think we've looked at the Champions Cup, I've just remembered. So the last couple of years, Barcelona did win it in 2019, and then Man City won the final this year, which is strange as how they went up to 5 Champions League places and it's dropped back down to 4, despite the fact there's four of the last 5 Champions League winners have been from the Premier League. So that's a bit odd, to be honest. So Man City beat Barcelona. So, they've got Harry Kane, by the way, and Paul Pogba. So Ronaldo didn't play, I don't think, but he does play for Man City, and he's managed to get one up on Messi in this final, I guess, despite the fact he didn't play. And the previous year, Barcelona beat Bayern Munich 4-3. What a final. Suarez, Dyer, Neymar and Messi with the goals, Lewandowski and Müller for Bayern Munich. So we'll end it there. Here we go. We'll end this episode here. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been really fascinating, really odd, but that's what Football Manager does when you do these crazy things in the editor. So leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If there's anything else odd that you spotted that I didn't find in this game whilst you were watching, then let me know. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, that would be great. And like I said at the start, I will be uploading a new experiment very soon, so keep your eyes out for that. See you soon, guys. Enjoy Football Manager.